Thanks for joining us. Here's a look at our top stories. First off, the federal government calls their fiscal plan moderate, but the NDP say it will hurt Canada's poor citizens, and the Liberals call it dishonest.
It is Canada's plan for jobs, growth, and long-term prosperity.
Finance Minister Jim Flaherty's fiscal plan includes slashing public spending by $5.2 billion over the next 3 years and promises to balance the books by 2016. Finance Minister Jim Flaherty joins us now live from Parliament Hill. Thank you, sir, for joining us this morning. I want to ask you first off, with more than 19,000 federal public service jobs on the chopping block, we know 12,000 are layoffs, the rest through attrition. We've learned about 4,800 of those will directly affect people right here in the Ottawa-Gatineau region. What do you say to those people who will be out of work soon?
Well, it is unfortunate, of course, and one never wants to reduce, the size of the number of people who work for any enterprise, including the Government of Canada. But the reality is we upsized the Government of Canada dramatically for the Economic Action Plan for the crisis, and now we're getting back down toward the levels where we were in 2008, 2009, which is a reasonable thing to do.
You said this is a modest budget. Depending on who you ask, some may agree or disagree with you. With a majority government, could you have taken it even a step further with more cuts, more spending reductions? And if so, why didn't you?
Well, yeah, of course we could have gone much farther and we could have been draconian. We could have been like the United Kingdom. We could have got into cutting things at 4% of GDP, huge layoffs. I mean, the United Kingdom, if you want to look at a country that we often look at, is laying off like 400,000 people, if you can imagine, in their public service. So we're doing nothing like that. 50,000 people were laid off by Paul Martin and Jean Chrétien in the mid-90s in Ottawa. We're doing nothing like that. This is very moderate, very modest, very sensible, but it does get us back toward a size of government that makes more sense.
Opposition leader Thomas Mulcair says he will fight this and use any stall tactics he can. Obviously, with a majority government, this budget can still pass. But your reaction to this, are you prepared to make any amendments?
No, we're not, and I don't think we should. We worked very hard on this budget, and we looked at the long term. Mr. Mulcair just got on the bus on the weekend, and that's very nice. And I welcome him, and I knew him as finance critic years ago. But listen, we're looking at the long-term welfare of our country. This is not a short-term budget. This is 500 pages, well thought through. We're looking at major economic projects. We're looking at innovation. This is a major plan looking forward for our country. And that's why we have the budget that we have today. Mr. Mulcair can pick on little things if he wants to, but it won't distract us from the long-term good of our country.
All right, lastly, let's talk about the penny. When that was announced yesterday, there was a widespread reaction from Canadians from coast to coast for something you said we leave on the dresser and sort of discard. Canadians seem to be quite attached to the 1 cent coin. Your reaction to their reaction?
They're so attached to them, they don't use them. They leave them at home, and that's why we have to keep making them. It costs us 1.5 cents to make 1 penny. And I even have my penny cufflinks on today. There you go. These are, memorabilia in Canada now. Listen, it's a waste of money. We have to stop that. This is a currency that has no currency. Let's get rid of this waste.
All right, Federal Finance Minister Jim Flaherty, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.